to my YouTube channel. It has been a very, very, very long time. I am fully aware of that. So thank you ever so much for coming back. I'm going to keep this intro very, very short because I've already recorded it 3 times and I've had to change it because of technical reasons. But this is going to be my first trimester diaries. Any little video clips that I recorded during the first trimester when nobody knew that I was pregnant. And also I did a little Q&A box on my Instagram, so a couple of questions that people had from the Q&A box. So firstly, I just want to apologise for the first trimester clips. There were a few more, but when it came to editing them, they'd lost all of their sound. So the private scan that Josh and I paid for ourselves has got no sound, so that's not in here. And the NHS 12-week scan and our first consultant appointment is also not in here. So I will do another video at another time and update you on that. But this is a couple of clips from the first trimester and a little bit about this pregnancy so far. So just to give you a brief overview, Josh and I are consultant-led pregnancy within the NHS. We are consultant-led based on something to do with myself, not something to do with the baby, and we had exactly the same with Hallie. So for us, we know absolutely no different. I don't know what it's like to be non-consultant led. If anyone has any questions about being consultant led, I'd be more than happy to answer them because it isn't as scary or as daunting as you may think. But thank you very much for coming back. I hope this continues. I really, really do. I'm planning on doing a bit of a Christmas week one and then telling you all our plans for baby number 2, the plans for the house, the plans for the nursery, how Hallie is, everything like that. So thank you ever so much for coming back. Enjoy this video and I will see you very, very soon. What a morning. It is currently Sunday the 6th of October. I don't remember it happening this early with Hallie, but Josh does. And the morning nausea, I won't call it sickness because I never had sickness before, hit like a ton of bricks. At 4 AM, I felt like I was in a combination of the washing machine, on the waltzers, on a cruise ship during a torrential storm. It was horrific. For like 2 hours, I was up and down the stairs, not sure if I was going to be ill or not. So yeah, the morning nausea has definitely come back. So Josh is downstairs with Hallie at the minute. I'm just trying to pull myself together to get in the shower to get myself ready for a Sunday lunch with nobody that knows. So wish me luck on that. We had a chat in the car yesterday about the difference first pregnancy and second pregnancy. We've only known for a handful of days, but already we just forget, and it's probably just the busyness of life and the busyness of having a 1-year-old that we just forget, and that sounds very, very bad. And obviously you don't mean to forget, but you do. I'm hoping that'll change the further along we get, but at the minute, I'm so busy, I'm so tired. That was a big, 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 big giveaway as to how I knew, how I thought I was pregnant, because I had about a week where every afternoon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon I couldn't keep my eyes open. I just thought that's strange. Did a test and here we are. So I'm going to try and log as many little videos as possible. But welcome to the first trimester diaries, part 1. I don't know if anybody else had this in pregnancy, but I definitely did with Hallie, and although it's only early days, I can sense it coming back now, where for me personally, I can only eat little and often, mainly because I get hungrier quicker. So I just snack all day. But when I decide I want something, I want it right there and then. Like, no go past go, no collect £200, no visit Tesco. It's there and then. Ellie babysat for us last night, which is amazing. Thank you very much for doing that. I've come downstairs tonight from putting Hallie down to bed. Josh is home quite late, so I thought to myself, I am going to have 2 of the chocolate fingers from the packet I put in the fridge yesterday. It was like a semi-eaten packet. I've come down thinking I'll just have them. It will tide me over till dinner. Ellie's eaten them. She's eaten them all. The whole packet is gone. She won't believe me. She will argue with this, but I genuinely had about 4 from the pack. And now she's finished them. And it's all I want. And I feel like I'm going to starve until I have dinner now. And I've just come on to do that as the next part of my update. Nobody knows I'm pregnant, apart from Josh. So I can't even text her and be like, you've eaten a pregnant person's food who is struggling through the first trimester because everything is making her feel nauseous. I can't do anything. So I've recorded this video, and when it comes out, I know she'll watch and I know she'll probably laugh, but you have eaten an early pregnant person's one thing that she was really looking forward to eating. So I hope that makes you feel good, because I feel very hungry and very sad about it and a little bit nauseous. But yeah. Welcome back to another instalment of the first trimester diaries. Nothing will humble you like being in the first trimester, nobody knowing, having a toddler to run around after, and then coming down with what I can only describe as man flu. It happened in the first it happened in my pregnancy with Hallie in the first trimester when nobody knew. I came down with COVID, and I know some people are asymptomatic, but I was very much not asymptomatic. And this time around, I have come down with a cold caught from Hallie, caught from nursery, and it's just a bit horrible. It's not nice. Obviously Josh can do as much as he can do at home when he's home from work. But yeah, it is what it is. It's not very nice, but we move, we carry on. We are currently trying to get Hallie to walk a bit more. Obviously she's, what is she now, 16 months now, and she walks fine, but she'll still put her arms up to me and Josh to carry her quite a bit. And this pregnancy, I am feeling far more lightheaded, and I think it's just a mix of so many different things. Naturally, being a parent already, you're running around left, right and centre, probably not eating and drinking as much as you should be, and then bending down and picking her up all the time is just making me feel rough. So we are trying to encourage more walking, and she's taking it really well. She will walk out to the car, she will walk into nursery, she will walk to the trolley at the supermarket. Like, she is doing it really well, so that is helping. And we're just trying to do little things that will benefit me in the long run, particularly as I get bigger, that aren't too obvious for family members either, because we're constantly worrying that we're being really obvious. But yeah, we have our reassurance scan on Tuesday, and I'll probably do a little video on Tuesday as well. We weren't going to have one this time round, like
before we planned a second child, we just said, oh, we won't do the reassurance scan next time. We would just do the 12-week scan. We know what to expect, blah, 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 blah. But between having Hallie and falling pregnant this time, I had some health things that I didn't have the first time around. So we just decided, let's just double check everything. Let's just make sure we're okay. So we have the reassurance scan on Tuesday. So I will report back on Tuesday. But I'm currently at the stage of pregnancy where I'm hungry. I buy something, I cook something, I make something. I look at it, I don't want it. And I can't describe it. And I've tried to explain it to Josh, like, you just get put off straight away. But unless you've experienced it, you don't know what it's like. So yeah, that's the stage I'm at. I had it the first time round. I lived off of pizza for weeks. This time round it seems to be toast. Had toast for breakfast, had toast for lunch. Probably could have got away with toast for dinner if Josh hadn't cooked. But yeah, that's the next update. We're going to try battle this cold and come back with a healthy one next time.
Hello, welcome back. Like I said in the first clip, I don't know if the clips that I have just inserted have been any good or not, but that was basically my first trimester. Not a lot I can really tell you because I've deleted all the videos, but I thought I'd quickly get ready for the hairdressers and answer a couple of questions that were on the Instagram that I did and get myself ready with some new brushes. I got some new brushes for my birthday and I've never actually got around to using them, so I'm just going to give them a bit of a go whilst I get ready. I look exactly how I feel, and when I go to things like the hairdressers, I then like to get myself a little bit ready because I then like to see how my hair will actually look when I don't look like a jacket potato. So I don't know if this brush is for this, but we're going to give it a go. I'm going to continue with the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush foundation. I'm just gonna try and learn to work with it and see what I could do, especially over the festive period. But I won't lie, I don't love it. I do not love it at all. It's a really cakey. I don't know if you can see. Can't really see it. Yeah, I've got awful skin around by my nose. Awful hormonal skin. And I didn't have that first time with Hallie. So I've never really, I hate to be that person, but I've never really had bad skin. So I'm struggling to deal with it. At first I thought it was eczema. And I literally stripped all my skincare back to the stuff that I usually would use if I had eczema, which is just the plain Nivea. I think it comes in a blue packet, like Nivea Creme or Nivea Cream. I don't know how you pronounce it. But I stripped it all back completely and just used that because that usually will just get rid of my eczema, no issues at all. But it didn't really work. So I was like, that's interesting. Maybe I'll have to see a doctor, or maybe I'll have to spend a bit more money on a bit more of an expensive cream, and perhaps High Street isn't appropriate anymore. And a really nice friend from work had suggested, I actually think it's a Charlotte Tilbury cream, that she uses on her skin when her skin's particularly dry, and kind of gave me a sample of it. But again, that didn't work. I've still got quite a bit of it left, but it didn't work, and it's still there. And upon closer inspection, I can actually see it's acne. It's really sore, red, angry, blister type spots. And I know the best thing for when you've got bad skin is probably just to let it breathe and to not put anything on it. But also in the same breath, I can't be that person that goes out with skin like that, with nothing on my skin. I can't be them. And if you can, then fair play to you, because I am not one of those people. So yeah, I would say in answer to my first, if I just start with my first question, then what's the difference between the first pregnancy and this pregnancy? Number one would be my skin. Had no skincare problems whatsoever in my first pregnancy, which, if you follow the old wives' tale, is actually very unheard of, to have a girl and have no skin problems. I know they're wives' tales for a reason, but I absolutely love reading into them. So yeah, the first one would definitely be my skin. That's awful. The second difference this time round, I'm out of breath way earlier, as you can already tell. Definitely out of breath way earlier. I believe last time I could at least get to like the end of the second trimester, perhaps even into the third. I mean, I might be really clutching at straws there. Perhaps even into the third trimester before I felt like I was out of breath. But this time, no. Like, I am exhausted all the time and I'm so out of breath, which I'm really finding difficult. I found it difficult to hide as well, like in meetings and things, when you're talking and you're continually getting out of breath. It just, I don't know, I just felt like it, like people were like, why is she so out of breath? So yeah, definitely more out of breath. My back this time, particularly my lower backs, I definitely had sciatica in my third trimester last time. And for transparency, I continued to go to the gym the whole way through my first pregnancy with Hallie, all the way up to my third trimester. I think my last personal training session was at 37.5 weeks, and I had Hallie at 39 weeks. And my last run that I did 5k at 34 weeks. So I stopped running at 34 weeks, but I continued with strength training and stretching, that sort of vibe, up until 37.5 weeks. And I think at that point I was going because I was pretty much told by the midwife not to do anything, and I was going to get out because I had preeclampsia, just to come out, and I was pretty much going to get out of the house, and I was just going to do a little stretch with Maddie. But it got to a point where Maddie was like, Laura, I really like you, like, we're good friends, but I don't want to have to deliver your baby, so please can you not come to PT? So as a result of that, I obviously then stopped going to PT, and then yeah, had her a week and a half later, so I didn't have too long to wait. But I'm just somebody that can't sit still particularly well, so I really struggled with just sitting still. What have I done with that? Another difference this time round, oh my god, there is I think just coping. I don't feel I've coped very well this time. And what I mean by that is, like, I feel so tired. I feel like my body is tired. I feel my body hurts. I feel like I can't get on top of the nausea like I did the first time around. I remember with Hallie, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd have like a stash of ginger biscuits in my bedside table. I'd sit there for 10-15 minutes looking on Instagram, having these ginger biscuits, like calming the nausea. And then I'd basically get up and I'd be able to tackle the day. I would have no nausea then for the rest of the day. I think maybe there was a week, sort of 6-7 weeks, where it really hit me hard. But once I had the coping mechanisms, I was absolutely fine. Whereas this time around, like, I have not been able to get on top of anything. I haven't been able to get on top of any nausea, to the stage where I have been sick, which I was never sick with Hallie. Never, ever sick with Hallie. Apart from in the third trimester, but I think that was because I was just so full. Like, I had nothing left to give, and I was eating everyone out of house and home. But I've been sick a few times, nowhere near as bad as anyone who has HG. And can I just say, the people that do have HG, credit to you, because I could not do it. Like, I was only sick 3 or 4 times, not even that many, I don't think, and it was just enough for me. So I really, really do feel sorry for anybody that does suffer really bad with morning sickness. That's definitely been a difference this time. And I've spoken to a couple of people who have got 2 under 2, who have been through their second pregnancy, and I think we've all come to the conclusion that first time round it's very much like your time is your time. So if you need to stop after work, you stop after work. If you work from home and you want to chill out on your lunch break, you can chill out on your lunch break. If you want to lie in an extra 10 minutes and have a very quick shower, you can do that. Whereas when you've got a toddler, that's not an option. You still have to get up. Well, I still chose to get up before Hallie so that I could get myself showered and dressed and ready and try and have something to eat or drink before she got up. And then likewise after work, I do bath and bed majority of the week. So it's like I come in from work, I do bath and bed. Because Josh works such long hours, I then have a shower myself, I then make dinner myself, I have dinner. By the time I was finishing dinner, I was going to bed. I was genuinely going to bed at like 7:30, 8 o'clock and sleeping straight through until my alarm, there or thereabouts, when I didn't have work stresses of the exhibition that were keeping me up all night. But then still waking up feeling absolutely exhausted. So I think that's possibly why my body hasn't handled this pregnancy as well. And I tried to speak to my midwife about it, and I think I was being naive and I really wanted some sympathy, and she was like, yeah, you've got children, like that's just sort of what happens. I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, and the more children you have, and if you would, like, if I was to have a 3rd pregnancy or a 4th pregnancy, she was like, it will just get tougher. I was like, great, thank you for that. One thing that is the same though is my disgusting dry lips. They are horrendous. They are so sore. All I could do is put a lip balm on them, and I swear by this one. I don't know if I spoke about it before. I absolutely swear by it. I think it's like £12 for this teeny tiny tube that is, I don't even know how many mil it is, 15 mil. It does last a very long time though. You literally use the size of an ant on your lips. Swear by it. So those are the differences and the similarities between the two. Pretty much there or thereabouts already. I hate putting eye makeup on at the minute. I just find my eyelashes are so poker straight that even when I put mascara on them, I would look exactly the same. In fact, I'll do it just to prove a point that I look exactly the same. Another question we had was, are we going to find out the gender this time round? So for those of you that didn't know, with Hallie we didn't find out the gender. We both knew, we both had a gut feeling from, I'd pretty much say the day we found out that we were having a girl. I don't know why, I can't really tell you. There were lots of like signs, as me and Josh call them. So we were 1000% dead set on Hallie's name. Like, we never swayed from Hallie's name whatsoever. We had it from about 8 weeks, whereas we never ever picked a boy's name. We just could not agree. We both like completely different names. Completely different names when it came to boys' names. Considering Hallie's name is, I don't know, I sort of sometimes say it's a different name, but it's not absolutely unheard of. You're only ever going to get like one Hallie in your class, whereas Josh, for example, in his friendship group of 8, 3 of them are called Josh. So I think Hallie's name is slightly left of centre without being a completely different name. This is a new mascara that I'm trying. Got it from my sister Secret Santa the other day. But yeah, so when it came to boys' names, I personally prefer a far more traditional name. George, Henry, Jasper, Louis, those sorts of names. And Josh liked them. He just didn't love them, which was absolutely fine. And the names Josh loved, sorry, I just didn't like. There was just no part of me that I thought, yeah, that's what I would like to name my child. We just couldn't agree. So that was a sign. I would crave mini eggs and full fat Coke the entire time, and the wise tales say that you crave sweet stuff, so that was a sign. I did gain weight absolutely everywhere. I had a really round face, really big arms, had to take my rings off very early on. Ridiculously swollen feet. Like, if you speak to Josh, that is one thing that stands out with him in full, is how ridiculously swollen my feet were. Again, all like wives' tale signs of having a girl. But anyway, we're gonna find out this time, and it actually works out that we find out the gender of this baby on Josh's birthday. So that's really lovely for Josh. We're 20 weeks the day before his birthday, but like, he sort of said to me in the queue, he was like, oh, if we can, please can you book it for my birthday? And I was like, yeah, well, I'll see what they say. And as it was, when we got to the till, she was like, oh, can you do the day after? So we have booked on Josh's birthday to have our 20-week scan, which is really lovely. And then we've decided we will put it in an envelope and take it home and just do it the two of us, because I don't know how to say what I'm about to say, but naturally we would both like to experience a boy. I would be more than happy for a girl, but I know that I would love 3 children. Josh would be very settled if he had 2 children and that was his life. So we both naturally like to experience a boy, and we don't want it to be, I don't know, like, we just want that moment in private. We don't want that moment in public. We just want to find out by ourselves. But then what we are planning on doing, if the excitement of everything doesn't get too much, is we plan on doing a gender reveal for our family, so for our parents and for our siblings. So I think I'm gonna like, in the morning, because the scan's not in the afternoon, I'm gonna batch make loads of cupcakes, and then I will fill the icing with the colour of the gender. So that's my plan so far. I haven't actually told Josh that, so Josh, if you're watching this, that's the plan for your birthday. Yes, we will be finding out the gender, and I think going forward I would find out the gender now. It's really annoying to be on the other side of things. And then another question that I got asked, which I found really interesting, because I love to know these questions, but I'm not brave enough to ask these people these questions. Not that I feel you have to be brave, and I have no issues with people asking this question. Have I thought about a birth plan? Which, yes, we have. So those of you that don't know, we were consultant led with Hallie because of issues with myself, not with issues with her. And we are consultant led again this time from issues with myself, the same issues, and also from the birth that we had with Hallie. So we're consultant led again. And I'm pretty confident with the decision that we've made. I think, however, I will keep it to myself until 35, 36 weeks, when we sort of have to tell the consultant which route we want to go down. But yeah, I'm pretty confident with my decision. I will always be an advocate for either a natural labour or a vaginal labour, I believe you have to call it, or a cesarean section birth. Now, I had a C-section. I will always positively advocate a C-section. I have no, like, for me, yeah, I will always positively advocate for a C-section. So it doesn't bother me either way, both of which are natural, as long as the baby arrives safely and healthily, and as long as I am there safely and healthily, and as long as Josh is there safely and healthily, and Hallie, not that she'll be remotely anywhere near, it doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter. If you get them flown in by stork, so be it. That's what you do. But yeah, I think those were sort of the most popular questions that I had on my question box. And I'm going to try now and get this all uploaded ready before Christmas so that I can actually make a start on the second trimester, because at the minute we are in the second trimester and we've done no filming for the second trimester. But thank you very much if you've stuck around this long, especially through this last segment. I really, 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 really do appreciate it. I am hoping to make a comeback, a regular comeback, so please like, comment, share, subscribe. Send it to all your friends and family, particularly anyone that is also going through it at the same time as me, and I would love to hear from them, and we will catch up very, very soon. bye.